What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 122. We start season off with a fixture for January. As you can see, 2029 is here. Our fixtures coming. 4 games, Real Valladolid, Atletico in the Super Cup, Espanyol, all 3 of those away. And then the second El Clasico of this season. The reverse fixture after our 1-1 draw in Catalonia, as we'll play host to Barcelona. And to start this off, the January transfer window does open. We'll see that Melamed now has completed his position change from LM to CAM. It's been good this season, pretty decent in the attacking midfield role as the replacement for Dominic, who of course we sold to Spurs on transfer deadline day in the summer. And speaking of transfers, as you see, first order of business as the window opens, Sam Greenwood's move has been completed. He swapped the Bernabeu and the Galacticos of Real Madrid for Salernitana. We got around 54 mil after they met the release clause during the season, and that combined with what he left in the summer window now means our budget is around 90 to 91 million pounds. This is going to be a fun January transfer window, and this is why, again, when we sold Dominic to Spurs for 110 mil and we signed Melamed, I talked about it. It was, a player that was a rating lower than the player we sold. However, he's not been a reduction in quality, at least not in my eyes. He's been great as a supporting playmaker for Roberto Gutierrez. Now he's become an official CAM. Means we get rid of the exclamation mark on his name as well. And obviously the 30 mil, then combined with that Greenwood sale, he's got a lot of money to work with in the January window, and we can get ourselves a very good backup striker for 90 million and still have some cash to play with as well. So I'm pleased with that. I'm looking forward to the January window and seeing who we'll be able to pick up here as the backup for Gutierrez and maybe 1 or 2 other signings for squad depth as well. Still, first game of today's episode on the back of our win over Athletic Bilbao. Real Valladolid right now towards the bottom of the table away from home. Saw this one as a bit of a banker. And we had a goal disallowed very early on through Melamed, but the host almost shot me from range. That shot just was, it was still 0-0. And I didn't exactly get out of the blocks flying in this game. Unlike some others this season, it was a bit of a slow start, bit of a slow burner, but a great chance 35 minutes to get that goal. Roberto Gutierrez storming down left, quick little couple of ball rolls, but again, shot kind of lacking conviction a little bit. I have to say, in this game, wasn't really playing very well at all. And as we have 18 minutes to go, still deadlocked at 0-0. Atletico Madrid in the Super Cup in midweek. I was thinking, there's a good chance we'll slip up right ahead of that clash there against Diego Simeone's side. Just not getting the chances. When I do, I don't take them until I did. 17 minutes to go. One of the only good chances of the game. Ferran Torres sent down the right-hand side. Now, as we know, the man now on his way to Barcelona gives us the opening goal of the game and makes it 1-0. So Valladolid behind, Real Madrid take the lead, and 6 minutes to go. It's one of those games where, like, once you got the first, that was when the pressure was off. And after Marvin off the bench, storms around Daniel Amati, crosses it towards the back stick, across the floor, and at the back stick there is Roberto for goal number 19 this season, where little flare shots, turn it into the unguarded net, and wrap the points up. Yeah, not at my best in this game. Just one of those matches where once you got the first goal, that was it. Pressure was off. And the longer it went on, the more I started to worry. But eventually, got the breakthrough through Torres, and Roberto gives us the second. So 2-0 the final score there. Leaving it late, the late show in Valladolid, but we'll take the 3 points and continue our charge towards La Liga title. So, once again, this season there's been games like this where we've really had to grind out the wins, and I haven't been at my best, dominated in possession, haven't had that many chances, but I always talk about it. The sign of a champion is when they can win even when they're not at their best. And that's why right now this season we are still odds-on favourites to win this title. Still a double-digit lead in the race for La Liga title. Still, following the game, as you can see, a bid for Ferran Torres, 78.8 mil from Borussia Dortmund. Of course, we said no. 28 years old, 91 overall, Spanish, in the prime of his career right now. Of course, he's going absolutely nowhere. However, I did decide to reinvest that 90 mil into a new striker in this January transfer window, as I said I would. But unfortunately, the one I really wanted was unavailable. Yes, Humberto Aguirre, a 24-year-old, 85-rated Spanish striker who was signed by Brentford, our former team, moving on from Spurs during the gap between the summer and the January window. So that deal's literally just gone through. However, there are a couple of others. You had Firmino and Ruiz at Villarreal as well. However, both of those players had also just joined new clubs. So that left me with one target in mind. However, it might prove to be a blessing in disguise, because out of 4 of them, I think he might represent the best value for money. It's John Caracaburu, who's moved on to West Ham in the game. Very good young Spanish striker, 26 years old now, in the prime of his career, 84 overall, and we negotiated an undervaluation deal with David Moyes, as his contract will presumably be up come the end of next season. So for 150 grand a week, it's a pay increase, no doubt about it, but I think at 84 overall, 26 years old, he is our Scamacca. You know, we signed Scamacca from Aston Villa back in season 1 with Milan. He barely played, but whenever he did have to fill in for Roberto, he did a decent job. I think John will do the exact same here. 84 overall, so higher rated than Sam Greenwood. And at 26 years old, in the prime of his career right now, if we get that attacking work rate up to high, this guy's going to be a very decent stand-in for Roberto. Now, he knows coming here he's not going to play many games. I gave him the sporadic squad role and he accepted it because he knew he's not going to get many minutes in this team. But all I ever ask of a backup striker is just when you are called upon, do your job. It's as simple as that, and I think John will. And so for 37.5 mil after selling Greenwood for about 55, that's a really decent piece of business. Still following that second game of today's episode, here it was, the Super Cup semi-final against Atletico Madrid. And how cool was this in the intro? Look at this, the boys, Santo and Gutierrez shaking hands pre-game. Oh, I love that, man. You know, I talk about it all the time, but the way to make career mode a better game mode, and EA, if you're listening, I've been saying this for years, is add in more immersive, realistic moments like that. These are two former teammates, now rivals at Madrid sides. You know, but the handshake pre-game, the mutual respect, just more things like that, EA. More things like that. And the tunnel shots that you see in the Metropolitano, it's one of the reasons why it's one of my favourite grounds in career mode now, because you have the interior shots of the tunnel and the players walking down the steps, heading onto the pitch. More things like that really bring immersion into the game mode, and it really makes people want to play it more, you know. So I thought it was really cool. What wasn't cool was that to start this game off here away at the Metropolitano in the semi, I was all over the place. Defensively, I was just all at sea. I didn't play well against Valladolid, how we did get the clean sheet, but in this game, I was exposed. Nacho Pereira, who is a Uruguayan youth striker, and potentially the regen of Luis Suarez, scoring for Atletico Madrid. Very fitting in the Madrid derby. Scored both goals in this game, in the Super Cup semi-final. And quite frankly, I was all at sea. Defensively, I could have been 3-0 down at half-time. I was all over the place. Whilst there were some chances in the second half, my finishing touch just wasn't there. I missed a golden chance through Ferran Torres. Then Correa off the bench, Neymar's regen, somehow failed to hit the target with his preferred left foot, and I was thinking it's just one of those games. You just don't get anything going, and quite frankly, I always say it, I wasn't at my best. In stoppage time, we had one late chance for a consolation goal, and we get it as well. Quiroga, who I am really liking in this team, obviously given to us for free by Wolverhampton Wanderers in exchange for Morgan Jackson. What a piece of business that was. However, unfortunately, his goal comes in vain. As Jojo would say, it's a little too late. It was the final kick of the match, and there you go. Diego Simeone gets his first win against me in the save. And I always present the highlights package very fairly. We had chances, but on the other end defensively, I was torn apart. And this guy was the main reason why. Nacho Pereira, bagging a brace. And I'll show you his stats in just a moment's time. He is elite. Absolutely brilliant. There are some youth strikers in this save who are really, really good. You've seen a couple of them. Morgan Jackson was one of them. But this guy, I'd say outside of Roberto Gutierrez, is second best in the save. He's 89 overall at 25 years old. He's 6'3". He's got 96 strength, 95 acceleration, and 97 sprint speed as well. Technically, he's unbelievable with 91 dribbling, 89 ball control. He is just the complete forward. And he's Roberto Gutierrez's nemesis. Both Uruguayan, but I'd still choose Roberto every day of the week. But he was quiet at the Metropolitano. Semi-final against Atletico as we lose, and Atletico would go on to win the Super Cup. Not really that fussed, from being totally honest. That's why I picked a weakened side for the game. So I was far more focused on La Liga game against Espanyol in a few days' time. Way more important to me as we try and stay clear at the top of the table in La Liga. But I'd still pick Roberto Gutierrez. But it was worth pointing out, in that game against Atletico there, it was pretty quiet. And Espanyol, away from home in the following game, right before our second El Clasico of the season, we fell behind early for a rebound goal. Musiala, what a fabulous young talent he is, makes it 1-0, and the hosts have the lead. I was thinking, okay, alright, we only scraped through Real Valladolid with 2 late goals. If we only have one win and one unconvincing win in 3, with Barca on the weekend coming to town, I'm going to be feeling pretty nervous. So I need to get back on level terms, and we would minutes later. I didn't realise how this goal went in at first. I needed a second replay, but Mikel Merino's shot at the near post was saved. The rebound hit his chest and went into the back of the net. Bit of a fortunate goal, but we will take it. And with 14 minutes to go, once again, just like the previous two games, not playing my best, but we had a chance to win it. And oh yeah, quiet in the week against Atletico Madrid. But Roberto Gutierrez rescues us towards the end. How many times have I said that throughout this series? And gives us the 3 points. The goal machine gets 20 in La Liga. He's a dead cert to win the Golden Boot at this point, and he makes sure that despite an unconvincing victory, we get the win regardless and remain double-digit clear of our second-place team, Atletico Madrid. 17 games to go, 12 points to gap. It's not over yet, and with Barcelona coming to town on the weekend and not playing our best football, they'll be believing they've got a genuine chance to make this title race a little bit more interesting. But that will end today's career mode, guys. Massive thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. If you haven't, a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode featuring that second El Clasico very soon.